Hi everybody, I am back to continue our discussion about the NACA program. So if you tuned into my last video, you know that we talked about the difference between priority members and non-priority members and what that means for you as a buyer. We talked about the below market interest rate that the NACA program offers through their partnership with Bank of America. We also discussed the 1% reduction on that interest rate that all priority members are entitled to. So today I want to dig a little deeper and talk about the aggressive interest rate buy down opportunity that they offer their buyers. Well, first of all, you have to understand that unlike traditional lenders who consider your credit score when they are determining what your interest rate is going to be, NACA members do not have to worry about that. Your credit score is not considered. What they consider instead is your monthly payment. So again, they're going to do an assessment of your income, your assets, and your liabilities. And they're going to look at the money you have saved already and the money that you're in the process of saving, because that money can be used for this wonderful opportunity of buying down your interest rate. And that means paying money up front to lower the interest rate so that you have more bargaining and buying power, so that you can maximize your loan amount. You may want to purchase a higher price property, and you also want to have some game in this competitive real estate market. So that interest rate that you get at the end will be locked in for the life of your loan. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind when you are considering buying down your interest rate. First of all, NACA will only allow between 4 and 6% as a buyer contribution. But if you're working with an experienced real estate agent, like myself, I will be negotiating a seller contribution in addition to that to get that interest rate lowered even more for you. It is not unheard of for a real estate agent to negotiate a seller's concession on behalf of their buyer client. Seller's concession is money that the seller contributes to assist with your closing costs. Well, in the case of a NACA buyer, you have no closing costs. There's no down payment, there's no closing costs, there's no PMI. So you can take that seller contribution and apply it to lowering your interest rate even more. And the lowest that NACA will allow is a 0.125% interest rate. Now, there's also a maximum amount that NACA will allow on a seller contribution, and that is 10%. So those are the things to keep in mind. But this is a wonderful opportunity. Many of you may be wondering, what types of properties can you purchase through this program? Well, you really have very few restrictions on the type of properties you can purchase. You can basically purchase any type of property with the exception of a commercial property. It cannot be an investment property. It needs to be your primary residence. You will need to reside in the property that you purchase. But let's say you're buying a 4-family townhouse. As long as one of the units is vacant, which is the one you would be living in, you can still collect rental income on the other 3 units and help offset paying your mortgage, and it's kind of still an investment for you. NACA requires that you live in the property for 5 years. They will incur a $25,000 lien against the property for the first year, and then it's lowered by $5,000 each year that you reside there. But if you stay there, live there for a full 5 years, you can then refinance and through a different lender, and you can buy an additional property. So you just have to commit to that first 5 years. Another thing is that NACA has the ability to finance homes that need repairs, keeping in mind that you still need to stay within your monthly payment that your mortgage counselor will have helped you determine. It cannot exceed your monthly payment, and it cannot exceed 110% of the appraised value.